To paraphrase an old admissions joke, what do HBS and Wharton students have in common? They both apply to HBS. Well, that's indeed a joke. It's also, like many jokes, kind of true or has a grain of truth. Wharton is a fantastic program. It's well-resourced and has strengths in finance, marketing, healthcare, entrepreneurship, and more, and it's topped the US News rankings multiple times in the last few years. It's the top choice program for many aspiring MBAs. At the same time, it's also a second or third choice for many applicants targeting HBS or the Stanford GSB, and that does affect who gets into Wharton. So, who does get in? Well, if you've been following this series, we noted in our How to Get into HBS and How to Get into the GSB videos that there are standard applicants, and then there are those who are incrementally better all around. To briefly review, there are a few applicants who really pop, and somehow they erroneously convince all other applicants that they need to have done something absolutely insane to get in, which isn't true. Not everyone can be a Spike. Most admits the top programs are just incrementally better all around. They have an accumulation of wins across their GPA, GMAT, or GRE, professional experience, community endeavors, personal accomplishments, and in the execution of their applications. Some of the Wharton class will be true initiators. They will have something that they own, that is theirs. Maybe they started that nonprofit or launched that really successful resource group or have had an inordinate impact in their roles. There will be those professionals at Wharton, but there'll be more students in the Wharton class who will have simply done their jobs exceptionally well. So if you're a top-notch professional with a track record of engagement in your community, and you've set and achieved your own high personal and professional goals, and you have competitive test scores too, you're probably in the running at Wharton. My guess is that almost all of the Wharton admits could be swapped into the HBS class, and no one would know the difference, but HBS tends to get a lot more of the initiators, and Wharton gets those, again, who did their jobs really, really well. One thing that matters to Wharton is proving that you want to be at Wharton. Wharton's application is largely about your connection to the program. Most MBA programs use the same recommendation format, for example. Not Wharton. They have their own recommendation requirements and frame their questions around your recommender's perceptions of your ability to contribute at Wharton. The application includes 2 essay questions, one about what you'll take from Wharton and one about what you'll give to Wharton. Wharton has their own unique group interview process and often tasks groups with proposing a new program to be implemented at Wharton. In short, they want to know that you've done your homework and really fit with their program. Platitudes about why you want to be at a particular school are never okay, but they are truly deadly at Wharton. If you can't nail your why Wharton in your essays, you are very, very unlikely to get in. So you should do your Wharton homework. And I should note that in On Track by mbaMission, our dynamic MBA application platform, we give you a huge head start. In our Learning About Wharton module, we share who Wharton is for and who it's not for, how the curriculum works, what the job prospects are like, and we cover topics like its healthcare program, the preterm, the McNulty leadership program, and much more. We walk you through every aspect of the Wharton application process, and in our personal statement module, we break down good examples and not so good examples from the Wharton application essays. And there's much more beyond Wharton. We cover all the top schools in depth, provide guidance and samples for every component of MBA applications. Sign up for a free plan today to check it out. So with so much riding on your knowledge of Wharton, beyond On Track, we certainly recommend that you speak to students and alumni, identify every particular class, club, and experiential opportunity that suits your educational and professional goals, attend admissions information sessions online, and, if you can, visit the school. If you live in Seoul or Buenos Aires or maybe even LA, you can be forgiven for not visiting. If you live in New York City and you don't visit, you're sending a message about your interest or lack thereof in moving to Philadelphia. Have I made this clear? Get to know the school and get to know Philadelphia too. It matters to Wharton. When it comes to these essays, it just isn't enough to state the resources you'll use at Wharton. You need to connect the dots between your experience, your goals, and how Wharton will serve as that bridge, using nuanced and thoughtful examples. Discussing your admiration for Adam Grant won't be enough to sell your own story. Similarly, you can't just discuss clubs that you're interested in joining in Essay 2. You have to reveal an understanding of yourself and then show an awareness not just of the resources at Wharton, but of how you'll contribute within them. I mentioned Wharton's unique recommendations earlier. While Wharton asks about your ability to contribute to Wharton, your recommender does not need to be a Wharton grad, and they do not need to speak to specific academic courses that you'll contribute to. If you're open-minded and imaginative, for example, your recommender can note that these traits have led to your successes and offer examples of those successes, and they can note that you'll bring your open-mindedness and imagination to the Wharton classroom without getting deep into the specifics of the program itself. You need to prep your recommenders, sit down with them and review your accomplishments. In OnTrack, we have a sample cheat sheet that you can provide to your recommenders to help them structure their responses, but they should 100% do the writing. Wharton is somewhat miserly with its short answers relative to its peers. Considering that its essays make it challenging to share a lot about you, please make sure that your resume and short answers are optimized to broaden your story and share all of your community, personal, and additional professional accomplishments. Your application is a portfolio, and you need to ensure that each piece, resume, recommendations, short answers, essays, keep the reader engaged, keep the reader learning. Reveal your exceptional self and tie your rocket ship to Wharton, and you'll have your best chance at getting in. One area we didn't cover in depth in this video is the stats you need to get into Wharton. For a deep dive into this topic, stay tuned for our next video starting now.